Hi guys, it's Rachel here, and I just wanted to do a quick video to show you my preparation for my hidden spine for this lovely journal that we had forgotten about. We put all the pages together and they're just sitting there waiting for something to happen. So what I do is I grab a piece. Now that's going to be wide enough, yes. I grab a piece of this is just a piece of vintage cotton from that I don't know, from a sheet or something. I think it was from this embroidery, and I need to have my piece of paper. It needs to be a few inches over each, over the spine overhang, and I'm going to just fold this a little bit smaller than what I need, maybe like that. Should be about, I just wing it. I make it up. I'm not an expert bookmaker. I just make it up. This is how I do it. So I'm going to cut. I might cut it off. I'll grab my cutter and do it properly. So I've got my jumper on that has the big floppy sleeves. I'll have to fold that up because that's going to drive me mad. So that's that. There we go. It's just about a bit smaller than the book. So pretty much probably what my signatures should be, about the height of my signatures. And then I'm going to grab this piece, and I think this is going to be tall enough. Yes. Okay, so what I'm going to fold up my sleeves. I better fold those ones up too. It's a very fine woolly top. Fold that up as well so I don't get glue everywhere because we're going to be gluing. Grab my Vinaville. I don't think I'll use the tacky glue. I'll use the Vinaville. And bring my chair in. Oh my goodness, I'm all over the place today. Right, so I'm a bit late. I was thinking I was going to get all these videos done and everything, but I had a bit of a chitter-chat with one of my friends that lives in Florence. She's Australian, and she was just asking me some things, and we haven't had a chat for a while. And so I'm going to put a link, right? So this friend, I used to work for her when I lived in Florence. She's an Aussie. She came over here. She's got a law degree. She's got 4 daughters that live in Australia. And 4 daughters? 3 daughters. I added on an extra daughter. There's only 3. Sorry, Rose. Anyway, she met her Italian husband over here when I was living in Florence. I can't remember how long she'd been there for. But anyway, they set up a tour company. And the reason I met her was because the Australian Financial Review had written an article about her. And my dad saw it, and I was working in a bar, and I had studied fine arts at a restoration school in Florence. I had diploma. And I absolutely loved it. And I thought I was going to go and work in an auction house because I learned how to do catalogues and, value things and stuff like that. Well, I didn't know how to do it, but we learnt the theory of it. And so anyway, and I was working in a bar. My dad was just like beside himself. And so he, like, not a bar as in a drinky, like a nighttime bar, as a bar in Italy where you go and have your cappuccino standing at the bar, that kind of bar. They do have alcohol as well, but we didn't make cocktails because I worked in the morning. Anyway, so he rang me and he said, I'm sending you this article. No, he didn't. He told me about it because at the time that I didn't have internet, or maybe it was starting. Was he sending? No, maybe he did send me. He emailed me the article. I want to make sure this is all covered by the fabric. Anyway, so he sent me the article, and he said, these were my dad's words. Why don't you go and offer your services? I'm a very shy person. It doesn't seem like it, but I am. That's why you never see me in front of the camera, because I'm very shy. And at university, I did every single thing I could when I was at uni in Sydney to never, ever have to present anything in front of anyone. I had every excuse under the sun. I would hand in the work early, but I wouldn't show up on the day to show it, to talk, present it. I just was not about that. Anyway, so I couldn't, my dad is not someone that you say no to. You don't want to have my dad ring you up and say, did you do what I told you to? And then you didn't do it. Because you just wouldn't do that. So I had to ring Rose, and I rang her, and I made an appointment. I remember going and seeing her. I remember exactly the room where we were sitting, Rose, if you watch this video, but I don't think she does. But I remember exactly where I was sitting, and she was renting at the time. And I offered my services, and she said, "And you are?" And I said, "Well, I'm not really anyone, but I love art and art history, and I love history, and I've just finished studying in Florence, and I was wondering if you needed any tour guides." And it was like just a nightmare for me. I was hoping she'd say no, but she said yes. And so I did. She started me off with private tours. She used to have this Australian financial business sort of man. So there you go. Prepared my piece. This is like, there's like this paper fabric that people use in book binding. So I just make my own. I just glue this nice strong straw paper on the back, or whatever. You could have craft paper or something, but you don't want cardboard. And then it's ready to go. Now, oh, I don't have my other ruler up here. What will I do? I don't understand the measurements on these rulers. Oh, I can. They're centimeters. No, it's inches. It's written in a funny way. Oh, I have to go and get my other ruler downstairs. Do I have any other rulers up here? Oh, I do. I've got my quilting ruler. I'll use that. So I offered my services, and Rose had me start doing. So how big is that? Oh, that's a bad measurement. 13. So 6.5 is halfway. Oh, that's nice with the quilting ruler, because look what you do. You line it up. That's 5.5. 6.5. I can count just. Maybe that looks a bit better to me. That's 13.5. Should be 6.5, but it seems too big. I guess it doesn't really matter. That should be my center. Anyway, why don't I just fold it and get my center? So she had this Aussie man that would come with his little son, and he would ask her a specific topic. 6. No, 6.5. So it is right. That's not 6.5. That's 6.5. This is why I don't like measurements, guys. It's a lot of scope for error. I think I'm going to do 6.25. So he would come with his little son, and he'd say, "Okay, I want a tour on Michelangelo in Florence, or I want a tour of Filippo Brunelleschi." And so I would prepare my tour and take him around and show him everything inherent to that person that he wanted to know. And it was actually nice to start that way, because so it's about 4 centimeters. So let's put our markings. I just want to mark down where my edge is. So it should be, that's 3. Concentrate, Rachel. So 2, halfway, 2 on each side. Okay, let's just move things out of the way. So I started off that way, and then as her company grew, I started to do. I'm going to leave about 1 centimeter in between each signature, so they've got a lot of breathing room. As her company grew, I started to do her bigger groups. She had an American main girl that was her tour guide, and then I used to do when they could do 2 groups, I would take a group as well. And then it grew so much that there were always 2 groups. And then I'd do I did some private tours for her, and it caused me great anxiety because I'm very shy. I didn't like speaking in large groups of people, and they'd all stand there and stare at you. But I did love Rose's tours. Now, I'm not really a tour person. I would never have taken a tour myself, but Rose is amazing. She loves history, and she loves art history, and she is incredible. I just snipped those off. She is incredible at trying to concentrate and think at the same time. It doesn't work. At pulling out really interesting details, little fun facts that you wouldn't get from someone else. And that's why her tours were so successful. So anyway, they've been doing that for many years, and now they're called Art Viva, and now they're going to be moving into the virtual world, like the world of YouTube. And so measuring half, so moving into the world of YouTube, and she's going to be doing she's already got a YouTube channel, and she's going to, I'm going to do, let's see, I think I'll do 5 centimeters for my holes. So she's going to do, she's got a YouTube channel, I'll link it down below, and she's going to be giving us fun facts, and her husband Pierre is lovely. I've already sent you over to some of you over to their Instagram, and Pierre's going to be doing videos and showing us food, and really, they're really amazing at going to beautiful places and giving you really interesting information. And she's trying to grow, she's going to start growing her YouTube. Now where is my, hello? Everybody call out, where is Rachel's bookbinding box? I can't see it. There it is. It was behind my glue. So yeah, so I'm really excited because you should listen to Pierre. He's a bit like a Steffi, but actually Steffi's more shy. Pierre was in the theatre world before meeting Rose, and or when he met Rose, but then he moved into the tour world with her. And so he's wonderful in front of the camera, very knowledgeable, great cook. So I'm hoping they'll do some cooking as well. And so if you want to help them grow their channel and follow them and see fun Italian facts, like the real Italian facts, not pretend Italian facts, but from an Italian who like me, like Steffi, is married to an Aussie. And so the thing about them is, well, Steffi and Pierre are very creative sort of people anyway, but they, see, it's just like anywhere you live, you never appreciate what's around you. Like, you do appreciate it, but you take for granted things that a visitor might think is really amazing. And so I think Pierre and Stefano have a regained love for their country and the things, like the little isms of their country, because they also see it through our eyes. And I will forever remain an Australian who lives in Italy. Like, I don't feel Italian at all. So and for me, I'm still like a tourist sometimes. Like when I visit new places, I get all excited. Everything's exciting to me. Okay, so that's the side we want to see. But now I need to grab I just did the center and 5. Look, it's even wonky. Everything's always wonky with me. Just call me Wonky Rachel. So yeah, so anyway, I'm blabbing on it. I need to trim this one down, didn't I? I remember that when we were getting the pages out. I'm just going to do a bodgy job here. So they're going to grow their YouTube channel, and they're going to be putting really fun content on there. Lots of interesting information and visiting really great places. And the thing about them is Rose has amazing contacts, really incredible contacts. So I think she'll have interesting visitors. So keep an eye on their channel. I mean, they're heading off now to do something really interesting. And eventually it'll go up on the channel. So they've only got a few videos up there at the moment, and they're short ones, but they're going to do longer ones, start doing, more content. So if you want to subscribe and you'd like to see more, they'll be visiting more places than I ever would. And be giving you that. Rose does incredible research behind things too, so you'll be getting lots of information. And then Pierre, of course, is very knowledgeable about food, which is nice. He explains it all to you. So now here we need to measure. I need to concentrate a second. I need to get my brain thinking cap on. I need this. And I dropped it. The thing about the quilting thing is it's a bit of a whopper. So it sort of gets in the way, doesn't it? That's why I don't use it that often. I couldn't find one of those ones. I think there's a Tim Holtz one that has a 0 in the center. So anyway, I'm just going to eyeball about 20 centimeters here and put my 10 there and my 5 there and my 5 there. Okay. And I'll do that. And then what I do is I put them down like this, so I know which is my first one and which is my last one. I always stitch in my bottom one first. I don't know why. I find it easier to start. So for me, like if this is the front and this is the back, I'll stitch down this one first when I stitch it. Oh my God, itchy nose. Tickle nose. I feel like scratching. tickly nose, I should say. Now I've got some more clips in here. I'll use these flat ones. These are really good. I like these because if you've got pages that are all different sizes, when you want to hold them together, it sort of catches them all. And everything, you know, with me is very approximate. If you want to be more precise, then you do you and be more precise. I do me and I'll be less precise. And I just sort of ignore any problems that arise from my not being precise. Okay, that's that one. I like things to be quick, not too fussy. Just get on with it, get it done. No, I need to trim down this one too. It's a bit too big. It'll be bothersome. It's better to cut it now than after. I do sometimes cut them afterwards. You always will get a bit of a messy job from me. But if you can remember to cut them before, in the scheme of things, you don't really notice if they're crooked or not. Okay, so we need some more clips. This one. Do I have any more in there? Can you guys see? Because I can't. I should have, you know, 6. I haven't really done, well, I've done a couple of journals where I had 5 signatures just because I needed that. They had a very deep spine. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I might be off screen. I'm just going to go eyeball. See, there's a bit more than, I guess I could, it's not quite 21, so I don't like doing it when it's like 20 and a half. That's really annoying, so I just eyeball it. We don't like anything that annoys us. It's not allowed to, nothing's allowed to take out the fun. We don't want to be annoyed. Okay, so that's that. Now, I'm going to grab this. And you see that, you saw that I did I put my glue on there and I spread it out with my makeup thing, my mask thing. And that way, you know, this is, it's damp, but it's drying. So I do my holes. Now this is a Japanese screw punch. I just looked that up on Amazon. I did have a El Cheapo, it was €10, a wooden one. And I didn't like it. Well, actually, I did like it, but it fell apart. So I bought this one. It's a German brand. I can't remember what it's called. Sometimes it doesn't go right through, so I just use my book awl, which is this pokey hole thing, and just finish off the holes. And then I put this is my bottom signature, so I put that one down over there like that. This is my middle signature. You could just use your book awl if you don't have one of these, but these, they do make a neatish hole for you. It is a bit tiring. It is tiring doing this job. It makes your arm tired. I don't like feeling tired, so just wiggle this around and finish poking my hole because I can't be bothered with the other thing because my arm's tired. I find this job, this exerts quite a bit of energy for me, this job here. I feel exhausted if I do multiple journals at a time. Oh, dearie me, you'd think I'd be out of talking. I've been talking on the phone for quite a long time. Oh, right. Oh, another thing I had to mention. So I'm going to link Rose's channel, and it won't be immediate. There is a bit of content there to watch now, but they're only short videos. They're going to be a little bit longer with more info and more images. But I'll be interested to see what they come up with after this week, because they're going to do something really interesting. I won't reveal because they can reveal that. And then the other thing I need to tell you is I haven't had a chance to watch it yet this morning because I was on the phone to Rose. But Sarah put a video up of Mum's things, and I can't wait to watch. I'm sure some of you have already watched it before I've videoed this. And, yep, that's it. And I think I'll use this one. So, and I'm going to stitch them to this. I'm going to start with my bottom one, so flip it over. I leave my clips in until I'm done. So we're doing the 3-hole pamphlet stitch on here. Sarah asked me to let you know, I'll be putting my video up tomorrow, but Sarah's video will probably be a bit late because she's driving back from interstate, and it's a long drive. And of course, you know, she's been up with my older brother and his fam, so they haven't had a chance to do any, you know, she hasn't been able to do her video. She was hoping to get it done before she left, but it took her a long time to do last week's video, so just forgive her. She's going to be one day late. but I'll also mention it in my sewing video that you'll watch tomorrow, so it will remind you just in case you forget. There we go. Oh, and then we're doing 3 hole pamphlet stitch here, guys. I'll talk about it when I do the next signature. So I don't think I've ever shown me do this before, my version of the hidden spine, because I don't know exactly if I do it exactly right. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. It works for me. So yeah, I'm tying my signature in the center. I could have started in the opposite direction and then put it under here, but it doesn't matter. I usually put it, my tie in the center. So let's talk through the 3 hole pamphlet stitch, which is the most easiest. I haven't done the 5 hole ever. I'd have to watch a video and learn that. I will do that one day. So through the center, I don't see, you notice I don't cut my thread, so I don't waste it. Then through the top. So just say this to yourself when you're learning. Through the center, back through the top, down through the bottom. So notice that your thread is on this side of this piece, and you want your thread, when it comes back up the other side, to be on the other side of that. So I don't want it on that side, I want it there. So when you tie your knot, you're tying it over your center thread. And you need to make sure you pull it tight. I have made the mistake of having it wiggly before. Okay. And as I'm doing this, I'm wondering, am I going to... Oh, and also do double check that all your pages are facing up the right way. I have stitched things in upside down before. That looks all right in that one. Let's see this one. So I do the hidden spine when I have a pretty spine like that one. I don't want to cover it up, so I'll do a hidden spine. Or if you've got a really curvy spine, you might want to do a hidden spine as well, because otherwise the pages sort of go into the curve. It's kind of annoying. That's all looking good to me. Feels nice. Put that there. I don't even worry if they're not perfectly lined up. At worst, I would just snip a little bit off so that then to pretend that they're lined up in my very approximate fashion. So just in case I was off screen, you go down the center, through your center hole on your flappy bit. Let's call it the flappy bit, very technical. Up through your top hole. Down through the bottom, back in through the same center. And this is why you use a blunt needle, because if you have a sharp needle, you'll go in through your thread and then you won't be able to tighten it. And you don't want that. You need a blunt needle. So this is a blunt tapestry needle, I think. So I've got way too much here. That's a waste. So just pull this. Just shorten it a little bit and then pull this one. There we go. Pull it tight. And now this is a wax thread. You just buy a packet of, just look up wax binding thread, book binding thread, and you can buy packs of it. That was all one pack on Amazon. The only thing is they gave these very sharp needles, and they are no good for this in the sense, well, I mean, you can use them, but they do, you can split your thread. See, it's nice and tight. Okay, so here we go. And the nice thing about the wax thread, it doesn't loosen, it holds when you pull it and stuff like that. So that's why we use that. Now, I don't need my bookbinding stuff anymore. See, look, I've got my signature attached here. So this is just my method. It's not perfect. Look at that. They're not perfect, but they're nearly there. I'll just snip a bit off there. That's the excess there. Just cut that along there so it sticks out a bit less. If I wasn't doing a video, nobody would know. Okay, now I can put this away, and I'm feeling like it's not, because I didn't exaggerate with, let me just check I'm recording, because that would be a shame. With the glue, when I glued it on here, it's only a very slightly damp. Normally I would let this dry, but it's not feeling too wet. These little creases just sort of give me an idea. They're not that important, but they do give me an idea where the edge of my spine is. So what you kind of need to do then is sort of put it down on here and eyeball the center. That's looking kind of centered to me. You want it to be kind of, you could paper clip it. I don't like paper clipping it. I just sort of eyeball it. Let's just see. That's not the center anymore. It moved. So I'm looking the center between here and here where my spine ends and up the top. And I'm also centering it top and bottom as best I can. That's not straight. You kind of want it to be, and the crease that I folded there should more or less line up. And then just hold this up just to see how you're going as well. That's looking all right to me. There, might be a little bit too high up there. Just push it down a bit. That looks all right to me. Okay, so just hold it in place. It's a bit fiddly. It's not for the faint. It took me a while to get the courage to do it. I think, oh, where did my clips go? Put them away. I've got this clip here. I think I might just, I've never done this before, but I think I might hold it there like that. Oh, isn't that good? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my glue on here. So I might just put a piece of paper there so I don't get glue all over my signature. Sometimes, oh, I didn't do that in this one, but sometimes what I do is I glue a piece of cheesecloth there, and you can have a little piece of cheesecloth poking out each end, but I don't have any handy right now, so I'm not going to do that because otherwise we'll have to wait. I'm going to put plenty of glue on here, and I'll smush it about with my finger. And then I'm just going to make sure I put some glue on here, just in this area where I feel like there's going to be a bit more pressure, you know, tugging, sort of pulling on the signature. I'm just going to make sure I've got plenty of glue there as well. We'll just smooth this out. So we've got it going to all the edges. And then you don't, the secret that I learned, it took me a while to learn, is you do not fold your book shut until it's dry. So I will leave this until tomorrow. I won't touch it until tomorrow. Put my glue there. I've got all my glue there. I'll smooth it out a little bit. Wipe my finger off. I've got that sticky feeling again. Now I'm going to lift this up. I'm just going to double check. Make sure it's kind of, just push it in there a little bit because it's poking out. And I'm going to put that there. It's looking all right to me. Okay, and that's glued on there. And then I'm going to get some cardstock and I will glue a piece of cardstock over that. But let's wait until it dries. So no, do not do this. If you do that, that gets creases in it. It's not good. Let it dry. So that's that. Now we need to do this side. So flop that down. Sometimes I just grab one of my punches, put that there just to hold this, and I might just clip those pages together so they don't. Now patience in this, with this job, is a virtue, I would say. Patience is a virtue. So that's going to go there, and that is looking okay to me, like that. It's not a technique that's for the faint-hearted, let's say. I really would like to reiterate that. I have messed up a few journals doing my first attempts of this. But it is a nice way to bind them. I saw Wendy when I was, you know, not long down the track that I had started a couple of years ago, and she was often doing this sort of thing. She was clever. She took a course. I think did you, Wendy? You took a course with Nick the Booksmith? I think so. And she's a very professional bookbinder, in my opinion. She doesn't do many videos anymore. I wonder why. Maybe she got sick of it. She's been there for a long time. Anyway, so smush that around, smush this around. So I'm just using, so yeah, I saw Wendy did it and I just thought, oh, she's so professional. I need to give that a go, but I did mess a few up. Anyway, I'm using just PVA glue. It's very strong glue, honestly, guys. It's El Cheapo. Well, it is in Italy. I know someone told me that it was expensive where they were. It's just like one of the most basic, cheapest glues, but it glues everything. It glues wood, it glues fabric, it glues everything. And I've found that it's very strong. Doesn't smell, it's non-toxic, it's safe for kids. It's a great glue, I love it. It doesn't matter what brand, there's plenty of brands out there. I just use the basic one that you can buy from the supermarket. I'm just going to make sure. Look at that, it's already stuck. I'm just going to get it in the crease there a little bit. Now this is just going to sit here until tomorrow. It's going to sit until tomorrow and dry. So what I'm going to do is I just put it on the floor. Grab this, put it on the floor like that with these, holding my pages up because I don't want them to flop down. That's just going to go on the floor and dry patiently. And that is done. That is my hidden, that's it, it's done. That's the hidden spine. I'm probably going to do, this book here, I chose for Lulu. Remember this? I wanted to do this for Lulu, but she had claimed this journal. It's not finished. And I wanted to get it done for her for Christmas. And I really do like this cover. I like all these bits. I don't usually cover those up. But I love this embroidery that I got. I think I may have gotten it. Oh, I don't know who I got it from. Can't remember which shop. But I was thinking I might put that there. I really like the colours with this. And I wanted to put a little bit of lace there. And I had prepared my lace. I appear to have lost it in my mess over there. So let's glue this down. I thought I might take you along the trip. Now this one I'm going to do a Midori binding. I can cope with 2 holes there. I'm going to do Midori binding for that. So let's work on this cover. Because covers are fun things to do. And some people have a blockage about covers. So I'm going to still use my PVA. I might put a bit here. More or less where it's going to go. I'll smush that around. A lot of smushing today. And I'm just going to grab this one. I really want to get things, you know, start finishing things off too, because I've got all these things that are incomplete. I've got all these stitch things that are incomplete too that need to be completed. And I've been, you know, my days are not so productive. Like, I had a lot of bureaucratic running around things to do lately. There's been some fiscal changes that I can't avoid because, you know, the laws have changed and I had a bit of running around to do with that. And it's just, you know, boring stuff. Oh, my dealer man, he did contact me though. And I went down with Steffi yesterday and I got a whole lot of stuff. So I'm really excited. I've got to decide, and I'm now quite full of stuff now. So I have to decide what to do with all the stuff. I love this embroidery. I probably should have scanned it, but I didn't. Doesn't matter. Don't need to scan everything. You know, I scan stuff and then I you know, by the time I get around to making a kit, I've forgotten what I have scanned and what I haven't scanned. So that's going to be lovely on there. But I feel like it does need, it's flat. Okay. So I had prepared a piece of, I've got sticky fingers. I might need one of those to put those over there. Let me see if I can find my books. It's my Florentian book. I've got fabrics here left over from my first video. Oh my goodness. I do believe I have lost my piece of lace. Maybe I haven't lost it. I probably stuck it on something else. So let's just find some. Not there, wrong drawer. I wish I could bring you over here. Oh, maybe this is it. Maybe it was going to be, no, I used that for something else. But anyway, I just want to do like what I did on the one, I can't show you because it's on the floor. I just wanted to do something like that. No, not that. I'm going to put it over here for a oh, let's put some lace over there. Instead of doing my obvious that I always put over there, I'm going to put it there and then I would just deal with that. But not this one. Oh, so now they've starched this one, which is kind of annoying. It's very stiff, but I think I might like this one with the scallopy sort of bottom. I was going to say the loopy bottom, but it's actually a scallopy bottom. Now, I don't think I have any, All my threads are downstairs. You think I want to put that there like that. What am I going to do? My thread's downstairs. Do I have any thread up here? Where's, oh no, the box is downstairs as well. Oh no, it's not. Here it is. Let's see. Could I have something in here that I can use? Could I? I've got needles. These are number 9s. You see, I really like those needles for regular embroidery because I quite often get asked about that. Now, I don't have my crochet thread in here, but a very thin one. Oh, look, here's a wonder clip. Let's use that. Oh, I found my scissors. Cool. Okay, I need some thread. Thread up here. So I'll use sewing machine thread. I've got glue all over my fingers. It's not the best thing when you're stitching. Right. I love these needles. Prim, but they're I think they're James John or John James. They're good needles. Someone wrote it in the comments in my last video because I think I got the name wrong because I don't have the packet anymore. Or do I have the packet up there? I don't think so. We cannot wait to go back to our place. No, home is home. It's like a shell at the moment. They've been demolishing everything. Now, can I thread it? After saying that I really like these needles, €1.90. There you go, there's the price. I can't thread it now. I can't see where the hole is. I think that I like these needles too. I think they fit through most of my beads too. I don't like beading needles because they're wobbly. They're long and thin and wobbly. So why did I need thread? I just wanted to stitch this down because you won't necessarily catch it all with the glue. So I just want to stitch it down on itself a little bit. I actually don't mind that it's stiff, that someone starched it for this sort of job. It feels a bit like paper, but it's not. That's how stiff it is. Just make sure you don't get little loopy bits. Probably don't, I'll put another stitch. I probably don't need to stitch too many more. That's it. Okay. Now one other thing before I end that off is I want to see here. I put all my little initials in here. I don't have Lulu's initials. I don't think I do. There's an L. Oh, I'm going to put a little L. I might just stitch that on there. Is that an L? It looks like an L. So I'm going to put that like that so I could put the little L. Actually, I'd like the little L there like that. So I'm just going to catch that on. I could have glued it, but I think I'll just put a few little stitches to catch that. So you can just do the Midori TN style binding on a regular book, even though it's not a TN journal as such. So I'd like to finish this off with you guys for Lou, and then I'll just put it on her desk as a surprise. Could give it to her for Easter, couldn't I? I thought it was so funny one day. Do you remember the day when we were working on it last year before we moved? And she came in, I think it was in summertime, and she came in, she said, can I have that? She did tell me that when I'm gone, touch wood, that's not too soon, she said, I thought she was going to say something really sentimental. And she said to me, Mum, when you're gone, I'm gonna have a stall at the market and sell all your stuff. I'm like, oh. I thought she said, I thought she was going to say, I'm going to treasure all the things you have. And she's like, I'm going to sell it. I'm like, oh. But then she looked at me and she said, no, Mum, not the things you made, just all of your stock, all of your supplies. You've got so much stuff. I'm going to sell it all. I'm like, okay. See, I wouldn't. She'll probably change her mind. Like, you know, I think about, oh, my mum has some beautiful stuff. I just probably be hoarding it. Make a shrine. A juju shrine is what I would do. Okay. I'm sure Lulu will make a Reiki shrine at some point. Oh dear, I've got, see, I said don't get loopy bits. I got one. Got caught on something now. I can't pull it now. Where do I go to pull it? There we go. Nope. There. Can I pull it yet? No. Why can I not pull it? Oh, that's not where it is. It's a loopy bit somewhere else. Okay, well then I have to tuck it under there. I'm just going to stitch it down. That's what you do. When you find these issues, you have to stitch it down. You don't want to cut it because all your stitching will come undone. But it's going to be glued, so it will be secured. Look, I looped around there as well. I'm full of loopy bits. Okay, well, oh no, that's the previous loopy bit. Okay. Let's just pull that back again. There we go. Right. Now, I'll just slide that in there so I don't lose it. And I'm going to glue this on. I might use the fast drying glue. That's what I'm trying to say. And I want that to be straight. The L to be straight. So I just eyeball it. I just start putting my glue under there. There. So to do my outline and then fill it in. Outline and fill it in. That's what I do. And when I'm putting on lace, I don't leave it like that. I tend to just, I will smooth it around. Just so you're sure that you've got the glue everywhere so that it will catch the lace. Because you know the lace has holes. Put that there like that, and that should dry fairly quickly. Just use this. Push down all my bits. Okay, perfect. Right. So that's that. That's going to be the cover. And I'm going to grab my crocodile. We've got all kinds of equipment today. I need to do 2 holes for my Midori. So someone said to me, why do they see 2 holes like that? Well, you can do 2 holes like that. That means you get 2 elastics. It's one continuous piece of elastic, but you get 2 elastics. Oh no, I can't do that yet. Just a minute. I'm jumping ahead. You get 2 elastics and then you get 2 signatures. The ones like this is for 1 signature. No, we need to do this. I need to put something in there. I need to put some fabric there first. I'm just thinking. I usually just put my white fabric. I need to snip these. If you're going to put your elastic, you need to snip your signature. So I'll do that. Snip it down as far as I can. It's very thick, so I might not snip all my pages. That's so the elastic doesn't rip it. Okay, so snip those. I'm just deciding what I do have some nice fabrics up here. Let's see if we want to use a nice one. Oh, I know. Let's use a piece of this. I'm going to put a piece of this in my spine. I'm sorry about all the glue on my fingers. This is a lovely fabric. You've seen me use this before. Right. I don't need it to be too wide. Ideally, it would be nice to, I'm just going to rip a piece off. Because whatever I'm left with, I can use in my stitching. Okay, just chuck that over there. And then to get my height, I just go like this, and it's not very wide, but it's not really, it's just to cover the spine. And then I'm going to put some, I just put a little crease and then I'll rip. I'll just put some, I'm going to put some scrapbooking anyway, paper. So here, I put my fabric here, eyeball it, and then put my outline. So my outline is this edge down here, like so, and that edge about where I need to put my glue. Fill it in. I better snip that off. And it does reinforce your spine a little bit, you know, especially where the actual spine joins the book cover flappy things, the book covers. I'm a very much make it up as you go kind of person, as you may have noticed. As long as it holds together, it's all good. Okay, smooth it around. I especially smooth my glue around, especially when gluing down fabric, because you don't want big blobs of wet glue oozing through your fabric. I mean, it will ooze a little bit, but it won't be too bad. Okay, get that off. So we're going to have a very pretty lulu wool like this. I should have done, in hindsight, if I were being really good, I should have put the cardstock, using this pretty fabric. I probably should have put the cardstock underneath, but I'll just make my cardstock come to there. I might even just collage. There's no need for cardstock unless I find one that's particularly, that I've got, maybe I've got one that's, I can't even remember, I haven't looked at my cardstock forever, that's particularly pretty. So I think I'm going to have to let that dry actually, and I'll have to come back tomorrow and do the holes. It's maybe come like a little bit too long there. I probably should have ripped down there as well. But anyway, so that's going to be, I'm going to put my 2 holes, 1, 2, 1, 2 there. So I'll do the holes before tomorrow's video, or no, I'll just do them with you. So we'll leave that to dry, and then that will be tomorrow. We'll finish decorating the inside of the book cover. I think Lulu will like that. It's fairly simple. I could put a nice big label up there, but I don't want to cover it all because I like the actual cover. So there we go. So that is, it's a bit of a technical videos today. I mean, this would be lovely in here actually. I think I might do a bit of collaging in the cover. A bit like on the one that I started for Mum. That's another one I have to get finished. So we need to do that one as well. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside. I said that in a very Italian way. I'm going to put this aside and let it dry, and then I'll be back tomorrow. Not tomorrow, the next day. Tomorrow's stitchy day. And we'll finish it off. So thank you so much for watching today and listening to me gabble on. And go and check out Rose's channel. And if you want to wait and see what's going to happen next on that channel, subscribe and click the notification bell. And yeah, and hit like on those videos, so, or comments, so she can grow as well. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.